Good morning, fort afternoon, evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something fundamental to our human experience, something we all share, but often avoid confronting directly: death. But this isn't just a talk about death. It's about what death teaches us about how to truly live. It's about how, by facing death honestly, we can learn to embrace life fully. Why face death? Death is the ultimate truth of our existence. Every living being must eventually confront it. Yet, we often live as if death is something far away, or as if it can be denied. Philosopher Michel de Montaigne said, "To philosophize is to learn how to die." What did he mean by that? Not that we obsess over death, but that we come to terms with it. We recognize death as the natural conclusion of life, and in doing so, we learn how to live with purpose, courage, and grace. 1. Understanding death makes life meaningful. When we truly recognize that our time is limited, every moment gains significance. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, wrote in his letter to Lucilius, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." By facing the reality of death, we are reminded not to squander our precious days in trivial pursuits or distractions, but to invest ourselves fully in what matters. Ask yourself, if I knew today was my last day, what would I do differently? This is not morbid thinking. It is a question that can lead us to a more authentic, purposeful life. 2. Death as a teacher of presence. One of the greatest gifts of contemplating death is the awakening of presence. When we face the end, we become acutely aware of the present moment, the only moment truly in our control. Buddha taught that mindfulness of death, maranasati, is a practice to deepen awareness. He said, "Let us live fully in the present, aware that all things are transient. Life is fleeting, and recognizing that can open our hearts to gratitude and deep appreciation for the here and now." 3. Overcoming the fear of death. Fear of death often paralyzes us, but philosophers have long argued that understanding death can dissolve this fear. Epicurus, a philosopher often misunderstood, said, "Death is nothing to us, because when we exist, death is not yet present, and when death is present, then we do not exist." In other words, death itself is not to be feared. It is the absence of experience. The fear is irrational, because death cannot harm a consciousness that no longer exists. By overcoming this fear, we free ourselves to live boldly. 4. Embracing life through acceptance. The acceptance of death is acceptance of life's impermanence. This is central to many spiritual traditions and philosophical schools. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." To embrace life means to embrace its impermanence and the fleeting nature of all things. Relationships, achievements, even ourselves. This acceptance can inspire us to love deeper, forgive faster, and act with kindness and integrity. 5. Living a life worth dying. For when we face death, we ask ourselves, what legacy will I leave? What kind of person am I becoming? Am I living according to my values? Rabindranath Tagore said, "Death is not the extinguishing of the light. It is only the putting out of the lamp because the dawn has come." This reminds us that life and death are intertwined, and that our true impact is not just in the years we live, but in the light we leave behind. 6. Practical steps to embrace life by facing death. Reflect daily on mortality. Spend a few moments each day remembering that life is finite. This can sharpen your focus on what truly matters. Prioritize relationships, Invest time and energy in the people you love. Let them know their importance to you. Let go of grudges. Life is too short to carry bitterness. Pursue passions. Engage in work or hobbies that ignite your spirit. Practice gratitude. Recognize the beauty in everyday moments. Live with intention. Make choices aligned with your deepest values. Conclusion. In closing, I leave you with the words of Martin Heidegger, a philosopher who taught that authentic living comes from embracing our mortality. Being toward death is the way in which human beings exist most authentically. To face death is not to be consumed by fear or despair. It is to open the door to a richer, more vibrant experience of life. To face death is to embrace life in all its beauty, pain, uncertainty, and wonder. So I invite you, from this moment onward, to live as if death is your teacher, your reminder, your guide. Let death sharpen your appreciation for life. Let it compel you to love more deeply, act more bravely, and be more fully present. Thank you